Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. Are you ready to run some hearing questions?
Yes, sir.
Excellent, good sir. Okay, just a quick disclaimer. There's no attorney-client privilege. Use a fake name. And if you have any questions throughout it, don't be afraid to interrupt me. Good sir, go ahead and state your full fake name for the record.
My name is Mike Knowles.
Excellent. Can you walk me through this? What is your date of birth, current age, and left or right-handed?
January 1st, 1970. 49.
Mm-hmm. Left or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Walk me, so you're 49, which means gradings are not really going to be strong for your claim. So we're looking at listings, CALs, and vocational allowances. Good sir, what is your most severe impairment?
Depression.
When did it start?
It started about 2013.
Okay. And when did it become severe?
In 2014.
What
and
okay.
Went on short-term disability through work, and then filed a claim with Social Security, and still suffered with the depression. The short-term turned into long-term disability, which for depression lasted for 2 years.
Okay.
Then we went before a judge and got denied in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm in the process of opening up a new case, and my existing old case is supposedly going to the federal level to be heard.
Okay. So if you're going to the federal district level, are you filing a new initial filing?
The federal level is it's using my old one that got denied by the judge.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's the kicker. When you go to federal district court, you can also file a new claim inside the SSA dock at the initial filing level. So once you complete initial filing through appeals counsel, and then the next step after appeals counsel is federal district court, once you make it to federal district court, you can file a new claim at the initial filing level as well. That way you have one claim against the Social Security Commissioner, and you have one claim that's basically just a regular running disability benefits claim. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. I started a new claim also.
Good. Excellent. What is your, okay, so what are your top 5 impairments?
Depression and anxiety, and then chronic pain, migraines.
Okay. So that's 3. What about panic attacks?
No panic attacks.
Any physical impairments other than the headaches?
No.
Okay. What causes the headaches?
Nobody, we've never figured that out. It's been from sleep apnea to just health issues. But as far as the headaches and migraines, I just go every month to see an advanced pain management center. And thanks for that.
So walk me through what caused the depression to become severe in 2014 so that the work had to stop, things changed. What was the catalyst?
There really wasn't any one particular thing or two things. That it just, in 2013, I just started going downhill, and, got help with the psychiatrist, medications and whatnot. And then in 2014, it got to the point where I was struggling at work. They did allow me to start working from home a little bit to see if that helped. That didn't help. And then the next step was I went on the short-term disability.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about the mental side of things. What medications are you currently taking, and what are they for, and what side effects do you get from them?
Current medications is 2 antidepressants, and then an opiate for my chronic pain and migraines, and then a couple other medications that go with those just to help with like different situations. But I mean, my biggest issue or complaint is the depression. It's actually, I've lost my job over it, and I've lost my family over it. Mm-hmm. I live alone.
Mm-hmm. Do you go to seek medical treatment for the mental side of things around 2 weeks of every 4 months?
Yeah, under the by being pushed by my father to make me do that.
Okay, good, because that's kind of what the statute and practical application of what the judge is looking for. All right, so let's skip the usual questions. You've already done a hearing. You're not going to federal court. You're filing a new claim. Why did the ALJ deny your claim?
The two things that I guess that stood out the most is she took the notes from my therapist over what the doctor had stated, and I'm lost for words now. I can't remember what the other thing. During that time, my psychiatrist had asked, maybe I should do ECT treatment or ketamine treatments, and I did not want to do the ECT or the ketamine at that time.
Okay. So now walk me through this. Was your doctor a specialist or a regular doctor?
A psychiatrist.
Okay. And the therapist, was the therapist a doctorate level therapist, or was this just a master's level therapist?
No, just a standard therapist.
So then why did the adjudicator, being the judge, give more weight to a master's level provider as opposed to a doctorate level provider?
Well, I can't answer that, but lawyer, that was the thing that they pointed out, that they're issuing for, I guess, the federal level.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
As far as a mistake, or I'm not sure if you call it a mistake, but they called that out as an issue.
Yeah, it's error as to law and fact of the adjudicator, which is the ALJ. Okay, so can you walk me through this? All right, now are you using the same law firm for initial filing?
No, my initial filing, I was actually just going to drop everything and just give up, and then I think it was one of my dad's friends recommended a different attorney in a different state to handle the federal appeal.
Okay.
And then once I went through some more emotional hard times, I also am using them to file my new appeal.
Okay.
Or a new case. New case.
Gotcha. Okay. So you've got a new law firm. What's their plan to go ahead and get it through this time?
They basically, as far as I know, they submitted my information to Social Security, and the only thing I've gotten is a paper from Social Security for me to sign and say that they represent me, and that's where I'm currently. That's all I know.
All right. We can run hearing questions, but my preference, since I've already done that with a bunch of claimants, would be to tell you things to work on to better improve the likelihood of you winning the claim, if you're okay with that.
Sure.
Thing number one, I'd like you to go ahead and request from your old counsel a copy of all medical documentation, your old lawyer, all medical documentation that was used as part of the claim. And then I'd also like you to talk to the hearing office and collect a CD with all of the exhibits and hearing audio on a disc. So old attorney, get all the medical documentation. SSA, get the disc with all the exhibits on it. You're then going to go ahead and compare what the old attorney has versus what was submitted to the SSA and what the SSA actually exhibited. And the reason why is you're probably going to find holes where there's some medical documentation, other documentation that's missing from the file, which you can also use if it was properly submitted as part of your appeal into federal district court claim. The next thing I would do is I would ask your new attorney what listings you are likely to meet. What listings you are likely to meet and what the elemental requirements are for those listings. Okay, so what listings you are likely to meet and what elemental requirements are there for your particular listings. So just because I'm having lots of fun and it's a Thursday night and it's almost 10 p.m. and I have to work after this and do more of this stuff, this fun stuff, let's go ahead and do it anyways. You're a 12.04 base depression, which is affective disorder. Bipolar and depression fall into the same category. I want you to Google after this disability listing 12.04. It's going to pull up the elemental requirements that you have to show and prove required to go ahead and be found disabled for an affective disorder of the mind.
Right. Yes, I've done that, and I mean, I went through those, listings, and you got to be like one or two of this section, and then maybe one of the next section, and I've done all of that.
Let's talk about medication. The big thing that we're going to be shooting at here is, are the medications working? Are they not? So in the ALJ denial, you tell me, did the judge reference your medications and did the judge reference your side effects?
From what I can recall, no, I don't think so.
Did your attorney, while you were in the hearing before the administrative law judge, ask you about your medications or their side effects?
No, he what threw me off guard, and I don't know why, but when I can't remember exactly how it got, but toward the end they asked the vocational expert what that I could do and whatnot, and he used my sleep apnea and chronic pain issues, and he didn't bring up my main issue, which was the depression, which kind of still confuses me and whatnot, and why I pretty much gave up when I lost the case. I didn't even pursue it anymore until a little bit after that.
Okay. All right, so that's a problem, which means that you're going to want to make sure that there's a medication list somewhere in the medical documentation that was submitted to the SSA for that hearing, because if there's no medication list, you don't even have the foundation for what medications you were on to prove objectively with objective evidence, what you were taking, and then you didn't have the opportunity to open up about what side effects you have, which is no bueno. All right.
Right.
Another thing, let's talk about, some of the things that you use. Are you currently in a sleep study? Are you currently, doing any special testing of the mind? What objective medical tests are you undergoing right now to examine your impairments?
When I was denied roughly January of 2018, and pretty much didn't do nothing in 2018 except just really struggle with everything. And then in 2019, I'm persuaded by my father, and I consulted another psychiatrist. I did the ketamine treatments, and that didn't help me.
Okay.
And struggled then again for a few more months. And actually, with my current psychiatrist, and talked to another psychiatrist that's actually like the head of the board of psychiatry. They wanted me to do ECT, so I did 10 sessions of the ECT and have failed at that too, as far as helping me to improve.
Okay.
And that was all done in 2019.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a lot of the new test medications details all coming up in kind of the post ALJ hearing. This is not a very difficult claim to prove because of what's going on. I think you got a bad judge. What worries me is that you had a bad judge and then you had a bad AAJ, which is, the appellate administrative judge. So you had two in a row, which is why you're now having to go to federal district court. I would get from your attorney what the plan is to win it this time around, and what's going to be done differently. And then the other thing I would do is I would make sure that they have a future schedule of physical tests that you're going to be undergoing that provide objective evidence as to why you have depression and all these other potential mental impairments. The other thing I would do is I would make a diary of the medications that you're currently taking and what the side effects you experience from them are. And it's just going to be basically the date, the time, the impairment, the medication, the side effect. And I would do that for basically a total of 3 months, because you can submit that, and that does hold quite a bit of weight with the administrator, adjudicator, whether it's a DDS rep or the ALJ.
Okay.
Okay. So good, sir. We have reached 10 p.m. Do you have any other questions for me before I go ahead and sign off?
No, sir. I truly appreciate your help.
Thank you, good sir. If you do get a chance to Google disability resolution, I would absolutely love if you could give me 5 stars, because they help me go ahead and build the firm and compete against those mega big box firms that put millions into advertising.
Yeah, and the big thing is you're willing to get out of here and help us, and that means a lot.
I appreciate it, if you're not our claimant.
Okay, truly appreciate that.
Thank you, good sir. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and sign off at that point. I wanted to make sure that I could answer as many details as possible. I know that there were questions basically in the live chat function, and I'll get to some of those, but you got to keep in mind, when I sign off of this, I'm doing hearings, I'm writing emails, I'm writing briefs, I'm writing opening statements day in and day out, and basically doing this as well. To be honest with you, I usually run questions with claimants while I'm doing some other function. One of those, drummers. I can do the snare, and I do the hi-hat at the same time. So if I don't get to all your questions, please understand that's why. Also, if you have a specific question, try and summarize it down, shoot me an email, and then we'll basically go from there. I'll try to answer it as quickly as possible. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful night. We'll go from there, and as per the usual, have a wonderful day, stay healthy, and I'll catch up with you in the near future. Thank you so much. Attorney Walter Hnot.